Awesome. I think we're probably good to get started. Welcome, everybody. My name is Kate Furzy. I am Head of Business Development at Marketing for ECPs. If you're not familiar with Marketing for ECPs, we are a full-service digital marketing agency specializing in everything from social media, websites, email marketing, and then, of course, SEO. And that is exactly what we're going to chat about today. SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. And I'm joined today by my lovely colleague, Claire. So I'll hand it over to you, Claire, to introduce yourself and maybe speak a little bit about what you do at Marketing for ECPs.
Thanks, Kate. Yes, my name's Claire Laurie. I'm an SEO specialist here at Marketing for ECPs, and I get to work with wonderful eye care practices to help optimize their website to show up better on the search engine. So today, my goal is to go over some SEO tactics for you to action right after we hop off this webinar here, and you can utilize to help follow SEO best practices for your website today. So to start, we're going to go over some of SEO basics. So like Kate said, SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization, and that includes tactics to help improve how your website ranks and shows up on search engines like Google, Bing, Yahoo, what have you. So why is this important? Why is SEO important? It helps potential patients find you. On the big search engine, Google, there's around 8.5 billion searches per day. On average, people search 3 to 4 times a day, and a lot of that is about our eyes. So you want to have your patients find you. Ideally, on the first page, we always like to say you can have a great website, but if no one's coming to it or finding you on the search engine, it's kind of like having a billboard standing alone in a forest with nobody driving by it. So what's great about SEO is you work on that website authority, expertise, and you own your space on the search engine. So you work your way up in those rankings, and it's a long-term strategy for long-term growth.
And Claire, is there a certain amount of time, would you say, that it takes for SEO to start to gain momentum?
Absolutely. It really can depend on the competition in your area, but really, we like to say anywhere between 3 to 6 months, we're going to start seeing some of that traction. And once we hit that 12-month mark, really that's when we can see a lot of payoff from an SEO strategy. So today I'm going to cover 3 different pillars here of SEO. On-page SEO, and these are things you can do directly on your website. Off-page SEO are tactics off the website to help increase your authority and your ranking. And then technical SEO are the technical aspects of your website, such as speed or security, that help your website run faster, it's easier to crawl, and more understandable for the search engines.
Awesome. And would there be, we're going to cover a lot, of course, today in terms of SEO. Would there be kind of 1 or 2 things from this list that you would say would be really important for people to focus on?
That's a great question. Of course, from my perspective, they're all important. They all work really well together. But if you have 5 minutes after this webinar and you do only 2 things, I'm going to say make sure your website is indexed, because we could do all the wonderful optimizations, but if your website isn't indexed, nobody's going to see it. And then the second thing I would say is go check on your Google Business Profile. Do you own it? Is it claimed? If it's claimed, find out who owns it and fill out the information there. But with a caveat of all of these things are super important.
Absolutely.
So to start here, we're going to go with on-page SEO. And again, these are things you can do directly on your website. And what I want to talk about to start is the headers, and more specifically, the H1. And that's your main header on the pages of your website. So for example, here we have myopia control in Scottsdale. We want to make sure we have that location with the service name in the H1. Now, why is that important? That's going to help you show up locally. When people are searching for that service, they're going to be searching in that area, in their city. And we want that service page to be the one showing up on the search engine. Now, each page should only have one H1, and then the rest would be H2s, those kind of subheaders or H3s that help break up the content and all that important information you have on your service page. But for that H1, make sure you have your service name and your location. Our next on-page tactic here is internal linking. And internal links are essentially just hyperlinks that connect one page of your website to another. What's great about internal links is they're great for both the search engine crawlers, but also the user experience of your website. So the search engines have crawlers that scan through your content, and internal links help connect the pages of your website like one big web. That helps crawl through all that information and index your website on the search engine. And then for the user experience, if we look at the example, the screenshot here below, if a user is reading a certain page, say they're on the eye exam page, and we talk about eye diseases, we want to internally link to the eye disease, say, management page. And then that way, the user, if they were looking for more information, they can click on that link, stay on the website, and find that more information they're looking for. Next, we have meta titles and descriptions. So meta titles are the clickable link that you see on the results page. And the meta description is kind of that fine print underneath. And what these do is describe what the page is about to both the user and the search engine. Now, with your meta titles, we want to aim for about 60 characters or less. And meta descriptions, we want to aim for about 160 characters or less. And why do we do that? To avoid the meta title or description being cut off. There's only a certain amount of space on the search engine for us to use, and we don't want any of those important keywords cut off. So another tactic we like to do is called front-loading the keywords. So keeping those main keywords like the service, the location, we can see in the example below here, we have a list of services offered. So eye exams, eyeglasses, eye disease management, myopia control. We want to keep those to the front of the description so that just in case things do get cut off, those main keywords are going to be at the front and there. So really, if you're filling out a meta description or a meta title, you just want to answer the question, what is this page about? All right. Next, we have creating helpful content. And one tactic that we like to use is continuously updating and publishing content through a content strategy, and blogs are a great option for this. Now, why do we want to do this? When we continually update and publish content, the search engine comes back and crawls our website, whether it's every week, every month, however often you're updating and publishing content, the search engine is going to come crawl it and then index, and then rank essentially all those pages on your website. So blogs are a great option for this because we can provide helpful content to users who are searching common questions about your key services. So to start, you can think, what questions are patients asking you when they come in to see you? What do you hear every week, every month? And what could be a really great resource for those patients you can send them to find? Service pages as well, those should provide value and answer what the patient should know about that service. So really, I like to go through the who, what, where, when, why, who's a good candidate for this service, how often should they be coming in for this service, what is the service, what can they expect, and then all that information is going to be great for that service page to stand on its own, because Google ranks pages and not websites as a whole. So again, if somebody's searching that, our header example, myopia control in Scottsdale, we want that myopia service page to be the one showing up on the results page, because that's going to have all that helpful content that that user's looking for. So a rule of thumb should be, if you provide a service, it should have its own service page. Now, one thing you want to remember for any content on your website, whether it's a blog or your service page, we want to do our best to avoid duplicate content. Google doesn't want to rank the same page twice, so custom content tailored to your practice, that's going to be key here.
Awesome. Thanks, Claire. Can you speak a little bit to, we hear terms when it comes to SEO like keyword stuffing. Can you speak a little bit about that?
Yeah. Keywords, there's a wonderful balance. Keyword stuffing would refer to putting into the content a keyword multiple times that it doesn't really sound natural. It's kind of spammy. You want to err on the side of providing helpful content to the user. You don't want to create content based on the search engine. The search engine does crawl and rank it, but at the end of the day, this content should be helpful to the user. So you want it to sound natural, conversational, easy to read, really great for the user experience. So avoiding that keyword stuffing is going to help with not sounding spammy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, on to off-page SEO. And again, these are tactics to use off the website to help increase your authority online. One thing you can do is go in and claim your Google Business Profile, or go in at least see who owns your Google Business Profile. Because when you own your Google Business Profile, you're the one in control about what information is showing up on that profile. So with your Google Business Profile, it's a really great way for users to quickly find you on Google products, whether it's in search or especially map searches. That's your address they're gonna find directions there, your phone number, your hours. So you want to make sure that information is accurate and up to date. And when you claim and own your Google Business Profile, you can go in and change as needed. And another thing with your Google Business Profile is that's what houses your Google reviews. So if you don't have a ton of reviews, I would say encourage your patients to leave reviews. And if you do have a bunch of reviews, I would recommend going in and responding to your reviews, both negative and positive reviews, because it helps build trust with those potential patients looking through.
Yeah, absolutely. I think as, patients, we understand that there's going to be some positive and negative reviews sometimes, but as long as the practice is going in, acknowledging them, apologizing if it's necessary, and then offering to take that conversation offline, I think that's really the best thing that they can do. And one area I've seen a lot of success with practices in asking for more reviews is even just setting up a QR code in their reception area, so people can easily scan it and then go fill out reviews for them.
Absolutely. All right, our next off-page SEO tactic we're going to discuss is local listings. And local listings are essentially a business directory that displays your practice information. So your business name, the address, phone number, all that great contact information. So platforms like Yelp, Yellow Pages, RateMD. And what's great about local listings is it helps the search engine basically understand your business's relevance, that you're a legitimate business, and the authority you have in the local community. And it's another great avenue for users to find you, whether the Yelp page shows up on the results page or if the potential patient is looking directly in Yelp. It kind of covers your bases. It's another avenue. And again, you want that information to be accurate and up to date. All right, next we have technical SEO. And technical SEO, again, is the technical aspects of your website. So whether that's the speed, security, helping the search engine understand your website. Now, right off the top, this was the one I mentioned that you want to ensure your website is indexed. And an easy way to check this, once you hop off this webinar, go into the Google search bar, type in site, and then your website there. And once you hit enter, if your website is indexed, you should see a list of all your service pages on the results page. Now, if they don't show up, that's the red flag that you want to reach out to your website provider and say, hey, my website isn't indexed. Please go in, remove whether it's the no index tag. And then that way, the search engine is going to be able to go through and crawl, index, and rank your site after that. So that is a super easy check because we could do all the wonderful on-page, off-page SEO tactics, but if your website isn't indexed, it's not going to show up regardless. So quick check, go in and do that. And if you wanted to take it one step further, you could set up your Google Search Console. You can even see in our screenshot here, that's the first thing Google recommends to do as well, because what's great about Google Search Console is it's going to flag potential issues and send an email to you letting you know, hey, this page leads to a 404 error, which is essentially a dead end. And we would want to redirect that page to a working page, because whether it's a user, they don't want to end up at a dead end, or again, those search engine crawlers scanning through your content, they don't want to show up at a dead end either. We want it to be a nice, connected, easy to use web, or if a page is no indexed, Google Search Console will let you know, and you can go in, amend, and then have that page indexed and ranked. What's great about Google Search Console as well is it's going to help monitor your performance. So you can see other things here, like how many clicks you're getting into what pages, how many impressions you're getting. So overall, it's a really great tool to use and could be worth your time to set up.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's so important to understand your data and where people are coming from and where your traffic sources are, because it just really helps you make informed decisions when it comes to your marketing. So monitoring that performance is really important.
Absolutely. And last but not least here, we have optimize for mobile. So, I mean, we all have our smartphones now within arm's reach. It's convenient. It's an easy way. You can grab it, quickly look something up. So around 64%, and I'm sure that number is climbing every day, of searches happen on mobile devices. So you could have a great performing website on a desktop, but as soon as you open your phone and maybe it's hard to read, maybe it's slow to load, it's not very user-friendly on a mobile device, we don't want to see that cause potential patients to jump off and find another easier to use website on their phone. And because so many searches are happening on mobile devices now, Google uses a mobile-first indexing, which means it prioritizes crawling and indexing the mobile version of your website over the desktop version. So going in and double checking, hey, what does my website look like on a mobile device? You could quickly pop it up on your phone. How does that look? How does it work? And how is it loading is a great way to ensure things are optimized for SEO.
What is something that practices can do in terms of having slow mobile, something to speed it up? Is there something that they could change?
What I would say would to be go in and check the website platform. Is it its most up-to-date version? Are the plugins that you're using on your website the most up-to-date version? I mean, our phones, our laptops, our computers, we're constantly getting those notifications to update to the newest version to help, with speed, performance, and what have you. So going in and checking that for your website and its platforms and its plugins are also up to date. You can also check what server your website is on. You can reach out to your website provider and they can check in on those kind of speed.
That's great. Thank you. And we're going to leave everybody with a gift. This is an eye care professional's guide to SEO. And so feel free to scan the QR code and you'll be able to download that guide for your practice. I want to say thank you so much, Claire, and to everyone who joins. I love that was super informative, and you can really just tell how passionate you are about what you do, Claire. So really appreciate you taking the time to go through SEO with everyone today. I'm going to leave our contact information at the end of this. This webinar will be available online if you want to go back and rewatch it. But of course, if there's anything, any questions that come up, anything that you want to discuss further, please feel free to reach out to us at Marketing for ECPs. So thank you again, everyone, for your time, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.